Okay, everybody, let me see this is going on there. How are we doing today? Let me make sure we're getting set up. Hold on, double check here. Excellent. All right, everybody, we're going to get started here momentarily. Give it another minute or two. And best way to connect with me is to subscribe to my channels. Subscribe to the YouTube. We're doing this every Friday, kind of casual, kick back, 1 o'clock, kind of wrap up the week, talk about other markets and crypto going into the weekend. So, really looking forward to covering the material. Incredible things happened this week. Incredible. I mean, just incredible things happen. Of course, Doge, but we also have things like the NASDAQ. We have things like natural gas. We have other cryptos that we will look at as well. So let's get that started and bring in a couple of what we need to see here, a couple of things. And let's do it this way. So, thanks, guys. Um, let's keep it. I will let me rip through my markets. If there's any issue with sound or the screen, just go ahead and put it in the chat. I will try to keep my eye on the chat a little bit. And yeah, definitely will. And if you have questions, put them in. We will, and I'll take requests once we get there. Yeah, BCH looks like that's going to be a monster. We know about Doge, Ethereum. They're all doing it. They're all doing what we talked about. And so I think this is the place to start. Again, really always the place to start actually is Harmonic Trader. And I think this is every week we've had a increase of new harmonic pattern people, and I welcome you guys. And so let's start it there with go to harmonictrader.com and start with the basic membership. And again, the thing that I wanted to highlight today, after you register and log in, just make sure that you know what's available there. Really important. I don't think people realize what's the amount of material available in the free basic membership that you can get. So sign up and then you go to the basic members page. And I recommend that everyone does this. If you're new to Harmonic Trader or just getting started or thinking about subscribing, please take advantage of all the free resources. And I think, like give yourself 2 weeks with the material. And we also offer the software, Harmonic Pattern Collection software. I will get into more of that today. And if you want access to the TradingView platform, as I've mentioned, one trial per customer, but send me your TradingView username and please send it to harmonictrader@gmail.com. Apparently, we've been having a little issue with harmonictrader@harmonictrader.com. But do start with the books and download all the books. We went through them, volume 1, 2, 3, all the patterns, all of the execution and management strategies. And then the complement to that is watch the videos, watch the educational videos from start to finish. And believe me, if you go through the books and you go through all of these videos, you will have a skill set where, you could go to a course and pay $5,000 for this information. So it's here for free for everyone. What I want everyone to be is fairly educated on the pattern so that when you subscribe, you know what you're doing. You know what you have, the kind of tools, the degree of the tools that you have, and then you again get to work on it. The other thing that I have been doing on YouTube since really for a long time, but in particular with the crypto market, is going on the YouTube channel. So most of you are subscribers, or probably all subscribers, because I'm not even really advertising this other than general social media. But I strongly encourage everyone to go back and look at the last, oh, I don't know, take some time and go through the last 5 or 10 videos. If you really want to see something, just go back to our Bitcoin 35,000. That's a joke, right? But no. And then look at some of the updates like Bitcoin, and here's Orchid, OX, OXT. We're looking at that at 20 cents. It's now 80. And I was looking for that to go to $1.10. Still all happening. And then some of the more recent sessions that we had, especially with what I've laid out with Doge and a few others, have been, as people say, life-changing money. And so let's get into that. Let's segue there. But get with YouTube, get with the Twitter handle. That was the other thing. Really quick before I really dive in, the other thing is Twitter. Okay, so get on the Twitter, my Twitter feed. It's Harmonic Trader, and I think this is a good place to start it because I post everything in advance and I post everything live and I do follow ups and I give you guys measured targets. And I'm not shilling here. This is all measured pattern work, ratio work. So, okay. I think the screen looks okay. Let me know if there's a problem. But what I want to feature and get into is the dynamics of Doge and what happened there, folks. I mean, that's absolutely we've been on this under a penny. This was my last chart on it at 13 cents. Doge hit 47 today, folks. My Extreme 314 extension was up at 23 cents. And so I want to look at that because, listen, I don't have a preference in terms of, uh, having I never have a value assessment, or I try to minimize my value assessments regarding markets and try to trade them purely on harmonic framework and extreme confirmation and stick to those price parameters. I mean, of course, the crypto market with all the money flowing into it, it's a hot sector. So you want to be long and you want to be aggressive and you want to ride that. And those are some basic fundamental ideas I think everyone can get their head around. But what we're doing and what happened with Doge just in the past week had everything we needed to see. So here's Doge back at 37 cents. Incredible. And let's go back to the 4 hour really quick. And this is something I have been first discussing and mentioning, that we're working with the Harmonic Pattern Collection for TradingView. If you are not familiar with this, and again, if you're new to harmonic patterns, please take the time to study the material. But if you have been into the material, you absolutely, I cannot stress enough the need for getting the software. This is the tools. This is, in our trade, in what we do as traders, we need tools. We need a methodology. We need computer algorithms to basically define market conditions for us. In terms of crypto, harmonic strength index has been one of the, I think, clearest signs, and it has been remarkable in Doge. And I just want to highlight some of the last signals and formations that we discussed last week of why these would give us continuation moves. We talked about the measured levels. Okay, did I know that it would go to 46 cents? No. But I knew there was a move at hand, and we had a whole bunch of other things shaping up where, yeah, we were assuming this would break out to all-time new highs and basically do a 1618 like every other crypto. And if it got really crazy, well, maybe a 314 at 23 cents or 3618. What's that? 3618 was 23 cents. So what does it do? I mean, obviously it went parabolic, but all really you need to understand is that how do we handle it? We knew it was the direction it was going. At 6 cents, we knew 23 cents was would be a high value target, and 16.5 cents was the 1618. Those were minimums that I've discussed previously. But we also analyzed all of these HSI triggers where Doge basically put in a floor at 5 cents. I used that exact term 2 weeks ago, of putting in a floor. So what are we going to do? Are you going to jump in now? I don't think so. And let me show what I did this morning. So I updated, and this is another spin around, folks. But I was unloading this morning. So 3 hours ago, okay, I said I'm starting to take profits. And I think I mentioned to some of you that I had close to 2 million coins. And I did end up selling half, more than half, between basically 39 and 44 cents. And I'll show you why. Let's take a look. First of all, think of it this way. Okay, my extreme number was 23 cents. And this is where the principle of a terminal bar is so helpful. Terminal bar is the bar that finally hits the zone. Okay, it can hit a potential reversal zone, hit one of the numbers or all the numbers at the same time. This one hit the number and its top range was 23 cents. And so literally we stay in the position until it closes. And this gives us the close of the bar. So that then actually tells me, all right, extremely strong, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Doge continue higher. 65 cents is the next level target, and I'll explain why in a moment. But for today, for this massive surge parabolic move, we're probably it for now. And on a percentage basis, for me, it's enough of a move to where, I thought, all right, I got to take profits and let it come back 30-40%, look to get in. Maybe that doesn't happen, but I've already caught more than enough of this move that I'll be fine. And I'm still holding about 400,000, 500,000 coins. I sold, roughly 2/3. And so above 40 cents, it looks like a great move. But this could go to 65 cents straight off. But again, at this point, we're not looking at entries. I'm only dealing with management. I'm also just saying, hey, this thing is up 500% this week. It's up nearly 200%, or it was at its high. These are all signs in the crypto market of an overextended spike. So at some point here, we got to be thinking taking profits, not FOMOing in and looking for our next opportunity of a pullback. I think 27 cents on Doge is probably where we come back to, and then we do another run. And I do think Doge to $1, but that I don't believe in straight shots because we know that the markets move in waves. Why am I leaving such a large amount in? Because I had an even bigger position, and the trader in me can't let 30% drawdowns happen, 40%. And that's really from basically when I looked at how this was shaping up. 27 cents is the minimum pullback point. And again, when we get into these parabolic moves, this is also another great measurement strategy, folks, of just employing the harmonic ratios of looking at like a minimum 382. So if we do just high to low all time, our minimum 382 is where, oh, that did hit it on almost, yeah, it hit it exactly. Okay, hit it at 29. Your all-time 382 was basically 29 and change. And so that's a nice reaction, but it gives me some starting points to look for a move. Now, the other thing that I'm looking at, and I do work with indicators, the bottom being harmonic strength index. Okay, that has already given us an inflection where we not only have started to roll over, but we have formed a peak that is lower than the prior peak. That's one sign. The other sign for me is last week I talked about the fact that Doge and a few others were heading back into their overbought extreme, which should trigger a very aggressive, I said hyper excited state. That's exactly what has happened here. And now we have started to form another M formation that looks like this. It's probably better with the XABCD tool. That the temporary, just the temporary inflection point is there for me where I want to be super defensive. It's like this. That's your M type formation where we're looking for that to come out. Again, I'm just looking for a reaction here. This thing's already bounced 15, 20%, actually more than 20% off of that low from today's low, but we are already forming that secondary point. This should set us up for nothing really too extreme other than a consolidation pause where we go sideways to down and set up for the next run. I mean, HSI's primed to come down one more time out of the zone with this complex structure, and we talked about that last week, so do review that video. That'll set us up, and then we'll get one more big leg. Nice. That's great. Some people saying they got in at 2 cents, stuff like that. Um, what do I think? What makes me think it'll go to $1? It's like saying GME goes to 1,000. I understand that, Ellen. Again, everything that I do is measured. So let me explain how I get to $1. First, right now, let's talk market capitalization because of all the cryptos, Doge just moved into the number 5 spot, and it's now roughly a 50 billion, maybe a little bit less right now, maybe $45 billion market capitalization. Okay, and to get to the 65-cent level, all right, puts us somewhere where we're really close, not quite there to Binance Coin and the few others. We surpassed Cardano. We even surpassed Tether. So you look at that in terms of evaluation of where that could end up, where Doge could end up on the list. Then you figure, okay, this probably could do maximum maybe 100 billion, which would at 100 billion it's 78 cents. So and it yeah and listen, I'm not here to even validate any merits if this is it a worthy crypto or not. I'm pure price action. I'm pure harmonic patterns. For me, I look at this as a frenzied state of a market that is giving us numerous harmonic patterns, excellent extreme signals left and right, and those pattern signals have just yielded a number of extreme moves, much more than we expected or anticipated, and that happens. Our key is just to put ourselves in the right points, structural and with indicator confirmation to give us the benefit. So that's, from a market capitalization standpoint, to understand that relative to the other top tier, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance Coin now, Doge, roughly, okay, gets you to about 65 cents with 77 cents with $100 billion market capitalization. And the dollar is just a psychological overshoot. Yeah, and look, I agree. I mean, Alan's making very good points that it doesn't have utility or it doesn't, there is a mechanism where the protocol calls for 10,000 new Doge coins to be printed every minute. I mean, those are things people don't know. This thing doesn't have a cap on number of coins made. And so and again, all of that, sure. All of that is something to think about if you are looking to invest in long-term crypto, but I'm here for speculation. And again, I want to emphasize that you bring a speculation attitude to these markets. And a speculation attitude is when you're up 100% or more in a day, you're taking profits. Even if you leave some on. I took some profits yesterday on a couple 100,000 coins at about 13 or 14 cents. So that's absolutely for me, and not a problem. Okay, I want to leave some money on the table that tells me I'm doing my job so that the next time when I'm overexcited because we made a lot more than I thought we would ever make on this, I know that I need to be reacting. I know I need to be taking action at that point. We got Doge right now at 36 cents or so. It's 36.28. Um, Again, 39 or above 40 from my tweet. Pretty clear, for that just above 40 cents, and that was a great sell. But I still don't, I still think this thing could continue to go higher, but it's not going to be sustained. And all of the comments, you guys are making good comments of, uh, that 28% of the whole supply is in one wallet. Well, that's probably Elon Musk. Will I compound Doge? Like, like try to make, stake it? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. We got to see how this works out. Right now, I can't emphasize enough how much we are in a speculation phase. And that speculation phase, I don't know what the guidelines are for Doge staking and what you need to do if you wanted to pull it out. But listen, if this stuff does go, I mean, if Doge went to $2, $3, $4, at what point are you going to take and seize those profits? It's part of the process that we have to consider before even getting in the trade. So again, I am here for speculation. I'm not here to make value assessments on crypto markets or crypto technology. I'm just here to participate in the markets that are moving aggressively and define them, measure them, and move on to the next opportunity. So let's do that. So, next opportunity, something that is unfolding right now, is another altcoin. Again, this is that it's another new one that came on to Coinbase is this storage tether. Let me pull up the tweet on that one as well. I think I just updated that a little while ago. That Here it is. I posted this one yesterday as well. And let me show you the before after. Here's the before on storage. And there's a lot of things here that I really like in principle about all of these crypto moves. So posted this, what was that, 2 days ago? Beautiful Gartley pattern, little crab pattern in the CD leg, did its first reaction. And these arrows here, what does that mean when I draw them out? That I'm looking for a retest to confirm the pattern, the PRZ here, and we're looking for confirmation down here. And this is the area where we then anticipate the larger reversal. So what happened then? Go back here, retest, green arrow confirmation with HSI. Again, it's all automatic and all on harmonic pattern collection for TradingView. And so then that green arrow says opportunity on. And we start looking. So our PRZ and everything here is down at around 220, 224. We are making really nice progress so far. And let's go over to the chart. There you go. On the hourly, there you go. And there's the pattern itself. Again, a couple of patterns all here. There's the PRZ, the type 1 reaction was quite nice. And even that had confirmation right up to target 1. Come back down. Look at the PRZ here. Look at on the first instance. There's the icon, the sun icon for pattern completion, then our green arrow. Then we look to the right in the zone. That's where it's to the right of those signals, much like this, to the right of the signal. Came back, beautiful check back. So the final thing that we want to see here because these retests do take more time. Very common for the type 2 retest to require much more time than the initial. But we want to see that price construction, and we have the confirmation. Now here's the kind of construction I want to highlight for this storage. I want to look for, okay, what's our confirmation? We have amplified RSI, BAM. We have HSI. All of that has confirming to where this 220 area is firm support. And we want to be looking for this to develop off of this low. Maybe we're at 229 at the moment. Maybe we come back one more time to 221. I don't think so. This is where I want to break it down on like a 5 minute. And what do we have on the 5 minute? Okay, nice little butterfly. That's back at 217. Maybe we will get back down there. This is very close though. I will keep my eye on this. If it gets away and just kind of takes off from this butterfly, maybe look for a kind of a BAM breakout where this thing starts to go higher above 230, 235. Why? Because our larger targets on the bigger patterns take us up to about 280 or $3. But keep an eye on it because this could happen pretty quickly. Let me go over to the other one that I really like that has shaped up nicely is Stellar Lumens. And I know everyone's clamoring about XRP, which we can look at, but we had a nice ABCD on the 5 minute. More important is the 1 hour. Here you go, a couple of HSIs at a very high level. And this is another one where you had a surge up, you come back, and look at the other thing that's preceding this prior high here is another complex structure, this M formation. All you need to know is if you see that red line go on, okay, we start to look for this to do the return. We're looking for HSI signals. If that red line goes on there, show me some HSI. And the other thing is this green line. Okay, that green line stopped. That tells you confirmation done. So for XLM, anywhere in this 58, 60 area should be about it for this first pause after the surge. Come down here and then start the climb probably by next week. All right. Yeah, we'll look at Harmony in a second. We looked at that Harmony on the in the Golden Members session yesterday, and that was a good one. But keep an eye on Stellar Lumens because look, we know what XRP did, and look at your weekly time frame. This is just another one that has really nice metrics. Let me bring up better feed here. Here is bring up a better XLM feed than the one I have. And someone did ask me last week why I look at multiple crypto feeds is because that they're not all the same. I just know that sometimes you get a better picture of the trading. You know, if it goes on Coinbase, Coinbase is only going to show the data from when it started trading on Coinbase. So that's absolutely something to consider, especially when we're looking for patterns. So here is where you have a crazy impulse wick on, what was that? Was that a bad? Oh, that was on Tether. Well, that can't be true. That wick can't be right on XLM. Don't know, but let me go to the other feed. And again, XRP, if I was looking at this on any other chart, if this was any other market, I would say this is doing another breakout. We have had a strong move, okay, off of this extended base and really nice continuation. For me, every time we get a thrust and a pullback, if it's a 4 hour daily, in that case it's a weekly, these are the setups that in this market are giving us the greatest moves. Why? Because they're just 382 retracements. That's really to understand from a measured basis. All these quick retracements are just 382, all-time 382s. And that's something else to look at. If you see some kind of crazy crypto spike up, it comes back, and then you're going to do another move, probably a 1618 off of that. Or if you go crazy, it's between that and a 314. XLM probably puts it about a buck 15. So why are we getting nasty in the chat? Let's be cool, everybody. All right. Let's be cool to everybody. I'm really tired of everyone arguing. I mean, just in general, you guys are always cool, but I don't want anybody getting back and forth on this chat. I'll shut it down in a second. And I think you all know what I'm about. So let's be cool, please. Harmony 1. And I think anybody that's in here, man, give yourself credit for being in here, willing to do the work to study up on this and track this stuff. It's not easy. Most people are not into it because they're not willing to do the work, but that's okay because they choose to do it. But from me, and this is what I do in my life, been doing this my whole life. I've done nothing else. I have an accounting degree from University of Arizona, but I was always a trader. And for those that want to be traders or are currently traders, want to be better traders, this is the environment that we all need to be in. It's just one of those times where this could easily go away. And not that it's going to be totally crypto will go away or be abolished or anything like that. It's just that the trading environment and the money flows, the allocations that are currently happening are so one way that it will, as they say, a rising tide lifts all boats. So even if you got these crappy cryptos and you've got great cryptos, all of them are going to go. Our job is to find those points, those cycles, those patterns that give us the parameters. So really important you guys understand that. Alan, you were asking a little while ago, do I think harmonics should be used on their own or can you complement them with other things? Listen, I say go with the measurements, okay, but go with what works for yourself. Some people find Elliott Wave works great with harmonics. Some people find that other indicators or other strategies, VWAP or Ichimoku, whatever. My thing is harmonic pattern, and you folks know that, I do the 1-2 here. We look for the reaction, we look for confirmation, and this is the normal expectation. I think you have to look at it a little bit and understand what I'm talking about. But once you see these dynamics, they repeat over and over. With the software, okay, it does all the work for you that you just need to say to yourself, is it the first time or second time? Where's my confirmation? Okay, first time it's your reaction, second time, bang, we look for the reversal. And that's what we have here in Harmony 1. Do I know what Harmony 1 is? No, but several of you have asked me about it, said it's got a great technology and great folks on the team. That's awesome. What I want to look for is first test with confirmation, bang. So hop levels around 14.3, 14 with the confirmation. I expect that to go to about 15.75, 16 maybe, which it did. It's like storage, just like storage. Then it came back. Now we look for our reversal and we look for it where we have the confirmation, and that wasn't here, it was here. So this is still okay, and it's ready to go right there around 14 cents. Look at your other indicators. Look at amplified. In a great position. RSI has broken out, and you have an RSI band. That green line between the two tests tells you that's an RSI band completing. We'll come back to this one next week. I love it. It really is a classic type 2 setup. Is there some reason for patterns failing at some times? Sure. Patterns fail all the time. But that's why we look for first terminal bar, because a lot of people are executing. I feel like they're trying to jump in, but we look for terminal bar, which is the pattern completion right there. And then we look for the arrow because the HSI is the confirmation variable we use to define the real reaction point for the pattern. In this case, it's a great example. Harmony 1 on a 1 hour chart. Well, you have some confirmation here, but we want to see confirmation after the fact. Pattern test, consolidates. Oh, look, we even get a bearish signal in the zone. When that happens, we expect more consolidation. But we haven't gotten a green arrow after the terminal bar. So it comes in here, and that's why we look in that area instead of there. You understand these slight differences, the whole pattern world opens up to you because now you're even more precise in your location of where the patterns are happening, the true harmonic support resistance lines, and you know how to handle it. I mean, this is a reaction trade. Why? Because we look for it to go to target one. It came back. And then again, on the retest, where's your confirmation? It's not here, even though it reacted off the level, it's here. So Harmony 1, around 14 cents, like it. How long would you say you would need to study harmonic behavior before we consider proficient in recognizing what's going on, whether to enter, wait, and decide? It depends on how much time you take. Like I really feel like if you're studying, want to study the harmonic patterns and really master it, you need to expose yourself every day, 30 minutes, an hour a day, looking at charts, studying the work, understanding the type 1 reaction, type 2 reversal. I also have to urge everyone, even though you can learn how to draw by hand, are optimized algorithms. I mean, we're talking, this is 20 plus years of research. I developed the first harmonic pattern software. So I've been working with harmonic patterns automated since 2000. I know there's a lot of rip-off software that'll draw anything as a harmonic pattern, but it's garbage. It's worthless. Unless you have true harmonic levels generated, auto-generated, okay? It's going to be tough. You're going to make mistakes. This is, for me, been my huge advantage and what I've been using in crypto to wait for the patterns to generate and then look for the confirmation because that tells me where the true harmonic level is. Spend some time with the trial, the software, and the materials. You take 2 weeks, and then you will be at a different level at the end of that 2 weeks. But it takes some effort, folks. And that's why I don't even go out of my way anymore to do marketing or whatever. I just think that the people that are really looking for this and that it clicks with, okay, will put in the effort to realize what's going on here. I can demonstrate it all day long on Twitter. I can put up a million charts, but I can't do it for you. And I've showed so many different things. Let me before I get off the crypto, or no, right after I get off the crypto, I want to take a quick look at Nasdaq. But these are the kind of setups here that are really choice. That's what we want to wait on. And let me bring up, here's the other one. It's like here's this anchor. Yeah, somebody mentioned anchor. I think I mentioned this last week on the 4 hour. What's this? The big bat pattern? Was it tether? We looked at this last week again. Um, Here it was. Okay, we had a crab pattern down there around 12 cents. Never came back. Okay, so this one never came back for a full retest. It's kind of rare. We don't usually we see the full retest. Okay, never came back. And on the daily time frame, this was what we were looking at last week with this one, because it was just a classic surge. Got a FOMO surge from what 2-3. It's like another Doge, 2-3 to 20. But then we were looking at, and this was kind of the pattern of let them show themselves to you. Let these do that massive, pump move. That's Doge, okay? That's Doge at 47 cents, about to go back to 27. And now do another leg. The thing that I talked about last week of why, And again, if you're not familiar with RSI or complex structure, impulsive structure, please look at my volume 2. It's not difficult. It just takes a little bit of time. But once you recognize these differences, it again opens up a greater understanding of what's possible. So last week we identified the fact that this was just a complex structure, meaning this M formation up here was a sign of overbought conditions in relative strength, but we would just see a move back down to the 50, possibly to the 30, and then we would resume our retest. That's what's going on now, and it would likely take it at or just above prior highs. And I think with this strength, let's see how it shapes up. Again, that's a daily time frame. Okay, we want to see how that goes through, but just another one where we could project a 1618. And I'll say, all right, 27, 28 cents. I'm in down 12 at 13. Bought some more at 15 on the breakout. Go up to 10 cents. There's 30%, 35% move. So really important. All right, couple more, folks. OXT. Okay, another one that did the big spike move. OXT was one of the ones I discussed months ago on YouTube. So do take a look. You go all the way back. There's a few times I mentioned it, but I did a specific one on OXT and BTC way back. Seems like a long time ago, January, and looking for $1.11 on OXT. So look at that one. And this is just, it did the big move. It consolidated up and just grinding higher. I think you have to go on these 5-minute charts and to get any insight and understand, okay, why isn't mooning right away? Well, if you have you develop a bearish pattern, this 1618 crab right there, it's going to have to digest the price action. That's the way to think about it. So if you see a bearish pattern develop, understand the likelihood of that busting through is not very high. And if anything, you would want to be looking for this to do a pullback. And this is still only a type 1. Interesting how it has taken its time. But there's our reaction. Goes down to target 2 and just kind of grinding its way back up. I would suspect this is back at 82 cents, probably by tomorrow or this weekend, with the larger possibilities on your daily, weekly time frame. Again, here's your daily. I think we mentioned this last week of the bullish HSI readings on the 4-hour. Maybe the daily was no. I'll have to look into why that's not generating. But here's your all-time data. And just another MXABCD, or excuse me, WXABCD structure. There's X to A. There's your B point at a 773. I'll get into how do we know. Okay, so the B point's at a 73%. Is it a butterfly? Is it a crab? Typically, we look for a butterfly with a 786. This is pretty close. And I usually use the plus minus 3%. So if it's 786, about 75%, maybe 74%. This is fairly close to that. And so I'll be conservative and say, okay, OXT would form that minimum butterfly up at around 128, 125. So that's, again, another one. A couple more. I'm just going off of what you guys have here. Sia coin. I haven't talked about that one in a long time, but take a look. Oof. Yeah, that's exploding. There's nothing I can do with that. That's another one where, yes, as crazy as that has been, I just, you gotta wait. You gotta wait for these to come back. Maybe on a 4 hour time frame. Yeah, look, okay, beautiful. 4 hour time frame. Look at the deep crab right now that we're dealing with. And this is a good one because perfect structure. Okay, your B point's at an 886. That triggers your first test at a 1618. You have your pink arrow. That's your confirmation. What do we look for? Reaction. Reaction. Then what are we looking for? We're looking for HSI to tell me reaction's over. That's what it does. Those arrows pop up. If those arrows popped up here, I would say, okay, it's only a brief reaction. We got down to target 2. That's a heck of a move. I mean, that's almost 40, 50% high to low. Now you trigger right in here, and you go back and retest. And we're at the hop now. The only thing I would need to see is a bearish HSI. And we're not there. Look, here's HSI. And this is another reason why HSI is so helpful. If HSI was up here already, I would say this is probably close to being done. But no, until that gets all the way up there, this has got room to run. And again, I think it's something where you're looking for this, like Doge, okay? Doge, my targets were 23 something cents and it went to 47. Well, the confirmation didn't come in until much higher. So this could go to 5 cents. I'm not jumping into that, but there's probably better setups. HSI is harmonic strength index. Harmonic strength index and amplified RSI are the two proprietary indicators we use with the automated patterns, and that gives us really the triggers we need. I've spent years refining the pattern algos so that the algorithms, I think that's the one thing a lot of people realize once they get their hands on the program, the amount of patterns that are generated that do work. Sure, some don't, but mostly because we don't have the confirmation that we typically look for. And that is all based on this bottom indicator here. And much like standard RSI, amplified RSI, and HSI, look for indicator extremes to line up with patterns. So bearish pattern, overbought indicator extremes, those are your best conditions. And the HSI is, I developed that to really get a lot of efficiency from the core relative strength concept, put on a bunch of harmonic ratios and created a harmonic formula for it. You see what we get. A couple more. XRP, I think we covered that last week and it worked out quite nice, and we're still going. Here's another one, XRP, that did the complex structure last week, and it's doing another one. We talked about this last week, and the fact that that was only consolidation. We would go higher. I think I was saying 220. On our way to get there, okay, we are pausing. Look how we're going sideways now, and I'll maximize this in a second. We do have a couple of bearish signals at the moment. Bearish HSI, bearish amplified RSI, but this is another M formation. The red line goes on right there. What does that tell you? The likelihood here, once it's done this consolidation, and that's how we look at it, probably needs another day, 2 days, we start to look for the next leg higher. To complete the RSI BAM, and I'll bring up the structural measurements in a second, but it's close to confirming that with HSI. Maybe we go down a little bit more on HSI, but those are the two indicator formations I'm looking for to set that next leg. And this is really about your all-time data on XRP. I've talked about this of just tracing out your all-time range, which is for me simply looking at basically get ready for the all-time 886. Okay, that's around $3 or just shy of $3. But if we look at our standard, there's a 618. That's around 208. And even in the worst of bear markets, let's say Ripple was just total garbage, something was going to happen. We typically see minimum 50% to 618 retracements. So that puts you around 175 to 215. I think 215 is probably a good topside first target for this. And then maybe what we do is come down. Oh, do it like this. Come down and then maybe form like a bat pattern up at the 886. Don't know for sure, but that's really how to think about these. That, it might look completely intimidating, daunting, if you will, but the M and W structural formations form over and over again to where that if you look for that, it absolutely it fits nicely within the harmonic pattern framework. Find yourself anticipating the right ways. Hey Todd, Solana, bullish cipher. I don't know. Cipher is not me. I don't know. I don't know who it is. If it works, great, go with it. It's just cipher is not me, so I don't know the pattern. Every other harmonic pattern is me. That one has I guess gotten out there in the vernacular. Here's Solana. Okay, Solana. I mean, again, I don't have much there in the way of the pattern, but definitely have another after that big rush. We have an M formation. Looking for that to give us a pullback to the 50 line, maybe oversold. Now, this is really constructive because look at what's going on. I mean, it's just going sideways, okay, as it does its consolidation. So I would just give this a little bit more time. Look for HSI to register. Wait for this amplified to come back, and then we'll see. I'll get that on the radar. But that's a good one. Let me wrap up. I'll get you got it, Jason. Let me get your Bitcoin Cash. I think Bitcoin Cash, you have to get some. Bitcoin Cash has done this expand. Oh, look at that. Whoa. Whoa. When did that happen? Like 2 hours ago? Oh, and look what preceded it, guys. This is what I'm talking about. I love Bitcoin Cash on the long-term chart, but look at what we had here. Okay, I mean, perfect bat pattern, and that's auto-generated. That's why even if you think you missed you're missing opportunities. No. And I showed last week how to set the alerts that you can get the alerts for patterns for HSI. Look at last week's seminar, but presentation, but we just right click, add the alert, set your parameters as we discussed. Bitcoin Cash is phenomenal because of the weekly chart. This is another one. That's amazing. Okay, here's another one. I think I mentioned this in our group in Gold Members yesterday of that this was a type 2 that was going to fail. And I do think this has a way to go. I was talking with the Gold Members about this exact reaction reversal framework. Here was the reaction, beautiful crab off the low. That's actually a perfect crab. 618, 314, 1618, extremely harmonic numbers. But we still look for the reaction and then the retest, and it's blowing through. So someone asks, why do we look for that? Why do we look for the reaction reversal framework? When we started today, it's because of this very phenomenon. And how do you know? Well, you look at the price action. This is clearly showing early signs of a failure. And I would be looking and lining up this Bitcoin Cash. If we get a pullback under 1,000, maybe we come back to the hop around 900. This is good as gone. And we can do like all the other ones that I've been showing that have continued to kind of fit within the harmonic ratio spread of levels all time, going back to a lot of these from a couple years ago. Just do your 382. 382 on Bitcoin Cash is at 1700, 50%, 2200, and then pretty much just 886. I think 3800 on Bitcoin Cash, and many of you know I've been just adamant about the fact that the allocation, the total market cap of crypto is going to continue to go through the roof. Couple questions. Looks identical to Zcash. Zcash hasn't gone vertical. That's a great comment, and I think a lot of these look like this, and so find them and go with them. Another question: is it logical to enter positions before the D leg is formed in harmonic formations? No. Well, listen, what I call a type 2 return, meaning if we can recognize the reaction and we understand it's going to go back and do the reversal before it's even a serious bearish signal. Yes, there's definitely things that I do and ways that I look at it where this area in here can be a long position to play it back up to the D leg. It's a little more advanced. I think once you get a little understanding, you'll see that. I'll bring up AMC in a second. I hear you, but I'll bring that up. But these patterns and this software draws does all the work automatically, and it fits what I think is the definition of what is truly harmonic. And I feel like the software has found it. Okay, so everyone that has read my books, you're doing harmonic patterns. If you knew it was me or not that did the patterns, okay, and if you see and realize that the harmonic patterns work, understand that I had brought all of that and more into the software to really define what's harmonic and turn those into actionable opportunities. So stay on that. Okay, you guys are a couple more, and then I got to roll out. YFI, that's a monster. YFI gone. Just love it. YFI just absolutely destroyed it all the way at the all-time 886. Some people know that we were looking at that months ago, last fall. Here on your daily, yeah, it looks like a bat pattern up here at 52, 53,000. Go to the weekly. All right, because there's nothing here. I mean, this breaks out above that prior high, it just will do another leg. And that's what I think is shaping up. Because go to even just like, sorry, the 4 hour. Look what this has done. And this is an easy concept. This is something I have been stressing to everyone. Look, M formation, there's your complex structure. Your red line goes on. Look, it comes all the way back to the oversold, registers right in here with HSI, and then it goes and does another leg up. We come up, we do another oversold, but we've got another complex structure. So again, YFI setting up, getting ready to do another leg to retest that level. Let's wait for HSI to trigger. That's an easy way to do it. The other thing is, pull up a 5-minute chart, look for some patterns that might develop. Let's see what's developed here, or the last couple of patterns on a 5-minute. All right, here's the last 5-minute pattern, all the way back around 42, 43,000. You have some resistance up here around 48,000, like that, generally. I'll keep an eye on that. I do like YFI. Ethereum, why not? Okay, I didn't do Ethereum. Ethereum 2500. Again, watch the videos that we did on Ethereum that laid out the entire scenario for Ethereum, which is this weekly time frame, folks. Does anyone see the pattern of extensions we just continue to do? 1618 is there at 2200. The 1902 is around 2650. I think that these are easy numbers. The big numbers you want to concern yourself with are something like a 2618. That's when you know you're getting there. that's where you know you're starting to really kind of reach and hit some overextended harmonic levels. Or a 314, folks. 314, basically 4,300. So those are important targets. Alan, everything that you're asking me is they're in my materials and they're in my videos. Execution, management, reaction, reversal, behavior, and strategies. So take a look at that material. We've been going on for a while. I do want to do one other thing before we get out of here. Markets are kind of quiet on a Friday, and it's been a long week. So I'm going to wrap up and show everybody. We'll go in really quick Nasdaq because I think that S&P keeps going. Nasdaq is violating its levels, so we want to look at that. Definitely keep an eye on Nasdaq because it's much like crypto. It's exceeding maximum levels where this thing can't go much higher. So be aware of that, and it's just going to keep going. Um, Here we go. Here's the NQ. I'll bring up your AMC. I know someone's been pounding at AMC. And look, if you guys want more of this, just subscribe to my channel. And there's NASDAQ. Let's look at that really quick. And we'll be back probably next Friday to do the same thing here. Look, here's the big pattern we have talked about. This is harmonic pattern collection for e-signal. And we're still looking for hop level to be tested. But the one thing I'm watching for today at the close is this going to register? We're very close to having harmonic strength index amplified. RSI is not quite there, but two of the three are there, and we're very close to the top range of the zone. So I would be looking for this to register probably next week, or we aggressively go back into the zone and make the run for the hop at 14,365. This is the area where for this run, I want to see the termination and probably get a confirmation, and then we come off and before we go higher. And I do think we're going higher on Nasdaq and S&P, but we're up against some levels that are unfolding in the next day or two. So by next Friday, this thing might be completely realized. Keep an eye on that. It's really important. What's the minimum subscription for eSignal? I think it's $39 a month for the software. The HPC Lite is it's called Lite because we don't have all the tools that the Pro versions have. Like for eSignal here, we have a complete scanner and we have all the indicators. The TradingView script, the Pine script is limited. So check it out. And again, the best way to do this is we offer, check our description links, and we offer free trials to everything. So do not subscribe until you've taken the free trial. Extremely important. It's better for us and it's better for you. But once you get the tools, you'll see what's going on. Someone asked about AMC about 10 times, so here you go. And I don't know what you mean by you're over leveraged, too many options, or too much stock, but I'm not really too concerned about it. We're still digesting that craziness from when we first hit AMC all the way back here at 230. If I had time, I would maybe next week I'll go through the sequence of tweets. Basically, I put up here bullish everything was the tweet, and we skyrocketed. Now we have another HSI back here, and coincidentally, it's happening at a high level of this shark pattern. I'm more looking at just this thing. I'm looking again, another HSI. We had a strong move. There's our complex formation. So pretty soon, I would think AMC is in this level here, taking its time somewhere around, that's a terrible line, 950 or so. We do the return, we start the return move, and AMC had about 4 patterns: monthly, weekly, daily. Yeah, there's the weekly, folks. And let's keep an eye on that one. I really do like that. I think this thing is, it just got skewed on that first move. I don't, and again, at this 940 level, that should be about it. We should see this thing continue to make progress back up to say 14 or higher. It's going to take time. You have too much stock at 1140. Well, if you have too much stock at 1140 and you're down $2, 220, then you got to think that you're probably your initial entry was too much allocation. And if you're doing that, then you're probably still doing it. So back it down. And it can be something as simple as maybe you tried to hit it on 1,000 shares, and maybe what you should do is hit it on 100 shares and have a couple of winners with 100 shares and build back your amount. But you'll be all right. Keep an eye on that. There's a bunch of these. I think we'll save them till next week. And again, we want to just stay focused on the crypto, folks. This is definitely in that amazing window where everything is running, but we still want to wait for pullbacks, 1 hour, 4 hour HSI signals. Here's Ethereum, okay, and we just registered another hourly HSI, okay, at 2,300. Look at the last 5 hourly HSIs over the last week. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. And we're all going with the trend, uptrend. We're in an uptrend. Go with the trend. Your hourly HSI. So 2,300, make another loop up to 26, come back, another loop. That's what it does. Bitcoin, same deal, just moving slower. And that's a good one to finish up on. Bitcoin, I'm not worried about. Bitcoin and anything. Look at this beautiful Gartley that just completed. Beautiful. That's what this software does, guys. The software is you're on the fly with real patterns, real levels. And all we need to do is it the first time it completed? Yes. And how does it normally unfold? Type 1 reaction. We go up, come back, maybe a little bit lower beyond that hop level, but somewhere in there, right under 60,000. And actually, this makes sense from a psychological basis. One more test under 60,000, and then we go. And I say we go to 67, 68, but you have a perfect 1-2 pattern. Here's the type 2. So Bitcoin, 59,000, 59.9. I would be looking for that as another floor. So with that, folks, I'm going to wrap it up. But again, appreciate it. We'll be back here come back next Friday. But get with Harmonic Trader. So go to harmonictrader.com, become a basic member, access all of the resources, the books, the software trial, okay, here. And you can try out more than one, whatever works for you. MetaTrader, eSignal, Ninja, Sierra. Email me your username to harmonictrader@gmail for a trial to TradingView, and come back in a week. If you guys take this next week and you access these resources, I guarantee you're going to have a whole skill set that you never imagined, and you're going to be able to see this stuff the way I explain it. So appreciate it. Great comments, great questions. I enjoy this, and again, we'll keep on doing this. We'll come back next Friday. Until then, have a great weekend, great week, and go get them.